Good morning, and I wish I could say thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. My name is Etoma Edu.
Well, good morning, Nigeria. A very beautiful morning for us to update you on everything happening in our beloved country, Nigeria. There is a lot to talk about on the show this morning. I'm Ria Abdul. Of course, welcome to our show.
Indeed, Nigeria, it is time for breakfast, and as usual this Friday we've got a very big spread for you. Now, you could be anywhere, but you're choosing to spend your morning here with us on the TVC Breakfast Show. We're very grateful and you're very welcome. I'm Olamide Odekunle.
All right then, thank God it's Friday. It's another edition for us to give you all the information you deserve to know on the Breakfast Show. I'm Ibrahim Shita. I hope today's Friday. Okay.
Because I was confused actually. But yes, you know, sometimes we just miss the days because we're always at work.
Absolutely.
I tell you, there was a day that I woke up on Saturday. I thought it was Friday. I was really dressing up to come on the morning show, and then I realized that, oh my God, it was Saturday.
And what people don't know that is that even when it's Saturday or Sunday, you're working for Monday's show because there's so much to get
No, the funny thing as well is that, well, TGIF everybody, the funny thing is that even on Sunday, I will wake up at 3 a.m. My body is conditioned to wake up at 3 a.m. But anyway,
circadian rhythm.
I know, right?
Every time you
very good morning to each and every one of you.
Before you do that, you said it's
circadian rhythm.
Oh, right.
Bro, Ibrahim, that's right. I missed you, Olamide.
So I'm so happy, especially I'm always happy when I told my
wasn't here.
Yeah, she wasn't here yesterday.
I wasn't here.
Yeah,
I took
was
your position
feeling under the weather.
I enjoyed
my
time. I think I'm still going to have to do the training now today.
The views that Ibrahim got on trending now, they love him online.
Oh, I never saw
this
that.
This guy is starting the new. I said this guy is going to take my job. And I'm coming back.
Nobody can take your job. You're amazing.
Right,
nobody
guys.
can take your job.
Great job.
But yes, there is a lot to talk about on the show this morning. It's a very beautiful Friday. We'll be talking about really important conversations. But let me just give you a rundown. You know how we do it. At some point, the one that does the job very well, Ibrahim, will bring us the newspaper review. We get to speak about it on the show. And then when we are in Lagos, we're going to have a very important conversation about measles and rubella. Really important for little children and mothers there as well. And then when we take you to Lagos, we'll be speaking about safety in Kebbi. So you definitely need to stay tuned for that one. And then back in Lagos, the beautiful Olamide will take us through everything that's happening in the world of social media and more. So please grab that cup of coffee and let's have a very fantastic show. Now we'll start with the story where the Lagos State Police Commander has assured parents, guardians, school authorities and the general public that they remain proactive and committed to maintaining peace, safety and public order across the state. Now this is coming after they responded to a security threat directed at some prominent private schools in Ikeja. When the police received the report, the Commissioner of Police, Oludare Jimo, immediately mobilized and personally led a team of police operatives, including a team of experts from the Command, Explosive Ordnance, Disposal, Chemical, Biological, Radiological and Nuclear, the Rapid Response Squad and other tactical teams to the school premises on the spot assessment. Now, after a comprehensive sweep of the entire school environment, the operation yielded no explosives or hazardous device, and the schools were consequently declared safe for continued academic and administrative activities. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police has directed that the investigation be intensified to trace, identify, and apprehend the senders of that threat message to the school and bring them to justice in accordance with the law. So this is the conversation that we're going to be having this morning. A lot of tactical teams were sent, you know. I love the fact that it was very swift because over a period of time, Etoma, we've seen that our schools have not been like a very safe ground for children, you know, in the rural areas. Children are in school, they kidnap them. Most importantly, it's been the girls, most especially, you know, our girls are being taken from the classrooms. But now we hear this threat, and for me, I love how swift, you know, people were sent, the forces were sent just to make sure that that place is safe, because a school is where you go to learn. A school is supposed to be a place of safety. A school, a church, these are not places where you go and you don't feel safe. Yes, and what really touched me is that it was a bomb threat in a school in Lagos. Ikeja, to be precise. You know, and man, that is a very bad development. If it is somebody's prank, that person needs to be caught. And thank God there are digital footprints everywhere, and the person can be traced through the message. That person should not only be caught and dealt with in secret, the person should be caught and dealt with publicly. The idea of saying that there's an explosive in a school, it's so terrible to even think about.
And you know one funny thing about these bad things? This might be a prank, this might just be one or too many jokes, or maybe somebody actually thought he had planted a bomb in a school. It's a development that has to be discouraged immediately, because another person might say, hey, that's a good idea.
Exactly.
And we don't need that to happen. I can't just imagine an explosion in a school inside of Lagos.
You know, we've been speaking about this thing in rural areas, but it almost seems like it's coming home, which is very scary. I do not want to see this as a joke, because I always say there is no smoke without fire. I feel like this thing that we're hearing is something that we should be very tactical about, and that's why I love what the Commissioner of Police is doing. Immediately he headed, whether a joke or not, because there are some things you do not just joke with. This is not funny. This is the lives of children that have come to school to study.
Absolutely. It's a shame that schools, so at first we thought it was public schools, but now private schools and schools in general are being seen as the softest targets for people who want to, engage in terror. Now, whether this was a prank or not, kudos to the Lagos State Police Command and the Commissioner. They deployed all the tactical teams necessary for this sort of threat. The explosive ordnance protocol, and they employed global best practices. They swept the premises, they swept the compound, they did their due diligence, and this shows me that not only are they being, we're used to police being very reactive, but we're seeing now is a proactive push. They had a system in place and people in place that are trained to handle bomb threats.
That's right.
But this does bring to light, the safety of our schools, and what that brings to mind is the school safety, the Safe Schools Initiative that was founded in 2014 after the abduction of the Chibok girls. Now, it's seen recent reform in recent years, but implementation of this Safe School Initiative, it's public heavy. So they're really focusing all their resources on public schools, but private schools are suffering because private schools are often seen as the responsibility of the owners as opposed to the responsibility of government. But when we start seeing Nigerian students as one, public, private, rich, poor, in whatever strata of society you find yourself, that Safe School Initiative should apply to you. I know recently it has gone under a lot of reform, but what we want to see is implementation. What it's telling us is that terror doesn't know class. It doesn't know a rural school from a school in the highbrow Ikeja area. We are all unsafe until we do something about it.
Of course, and for me, I've never said, private school is different from a public school. They are children, they are learning, as long as they're learning, they are one. And Ibrahim is quite scary, because the other day we were speaking about
in terms of security.
We saw what happened.
In terms of what they get in
whatsoever, they are learning. I don't want to, that's another conversation, but all students are students at the end of the day. You understand? I don't want us to, put people in different categories. But we saw what happened yesterday. We're speaking about Kaduna, we're speaking about churches. This is not just even our schools, even our churches are not totally safe as well.
Most definitely. The fact that Lagos State is being, well, I will still not say proactiveness, but they are being proactive. At the end of the day, it is not the intel that came. They had someone raising the alarm, albeit very falsely. But I guess they are trying to test the waters. Whoever this poster or this, what's it called? The person that raised the alarm, whoever the person is, that false alarm, the person should be arrested, as you said, because one thing is that what is the kind of person, what is the motive behind this? Is it that the person is trying to work, in cahoots with the terrorists who are planning? Okay, Lagos State has been adjudged a very safe and properly secured police, state among the Committee of States in Nigeria. So are they also trying to see ways to penetrate or to breach the security of Lagos State, so much so that they want to see how the ordinances, how the tactical team would be able to fight against insecurity? Such person should be arrested, and proper investigations has to be done. Because one thing is, if they try it and they say that, okay, Lagos State is a bit laid back, it's just all about the noise, because people are so many and they are not able to do anything, then they will be able to penetrate Lagos State. So whatever it is, we say kudos to the security team in Lagos State, but all the same, their ears, their hands, every faculty of their being should be on the ground to fight
I'll
against
say kudos to them, but also I just want to say that particular person, this is not something that we just sweep on the ground. This is something that we need to hold people accountable for. We are saying that it's false. What if it's just a test? It can also be a test to see how we react to it. People can be planning something that we do not even know about. So the way we treat this case is going to set a precedence to see how we can make sure that our schools are safe, both public and private school, because every child that goes to school deserves to come back home. They go to school to learn, not to be killed or abducted.